Hi, you've clicked onto today's tropical tidbit for Thursday. Looking over here at the Atlantic, not much to really talk about. It's pretty quiet overall. We've got some activity here, nothing organized. Activity here, nothing organized. Front dropping down, probably extratropical low developing over here, not much of a concern. The only action I really see on this map is this monsoonal depression in the eastern Pacific, but the Atlantic's pretty nil. But this is still over here, and looking at this over here, okay, really nice tight circulation here, west-southwest winds racing across the Gulf, convection building, center right east of New Orleans over here. Here's the radar. Now, okay, you don't want to call this a tropical depression, alright. I mean, the Hurricane Center classified this looking like junk compared to what it looks like now. And you've got 25 knot winds being reported out of the northwest, south of Louisiana over here. 25 knot winds out of the northwest in the Gulf of Mexico in the summer. And that doesn't mean a tropical depression? Whatever. Okay, but that's very nice over here. This is going to continue tightening as it comes inland. Even after it's inland, it may continue to look better and better until it gets far enough inland to really get cut off from the moisture. And the GFS still has this meandering around over the southern states and trying to come back down and wind up and come up in here. You can see it feeding back even over the land here. This is day 7. We'll have to see if this happens. None of the models are really excited about this except for the GFS, which has been consistent in showing this. So we'll have to see if it comes back down. If it does come back down, upper level conditions will be even more conducive than they are right now for some development down here over the very hot coastal waters. So we'll have to see if some of this tries to happen over here with another trough split perhaps coming in and backing away. So we'll see what goes on. In other news, looking in the long range, we may have a fairly quiet week coming up, as I said a few days ago after Danielle, or so, if we got Danielle, which we didn't, but after this next storm we would probably have a quiet period of about a week before looking for our next system. And the JFS ensembles are still showing a Cape Verde storm developing in about a week, and here we are now on the operational run starting to see this, and this is the first time it's now showing up on the operational run and on the high resolution first portion of the run, medium range. This is day 7 now, and this is the strongest Cape Verde system that the model has shown all year in the high resolution portion of the run. So now that it's showing up here, if we get this to be seen consistently marching down the timeline, it's something that will have to be taken fairly seriously as a possible development threat. This is still the wave that's over Central Africa, and you can see where it is 9 days from now off the South Atlantic coast, and that's because of this big ridge building over here in the means and the ensembles over here. Big positive. This is where you have it during the biggest hurricane seasons in terms of landfalls on the United States coastline. Now, there is something about this, is when you get this back over here, this threatens the Gulf more than it does the East Coast. If it's back over here, you threaten the East Coast, and if you have it back over here, it's easy to get storms to recurve out to the east if they come far enough north. If we go over here to the individual spaghetti ensemble runs, each one of these lines represents one ensemble member, and these red lines over here indicate 576 decameters at 500 millibars, and when you see these closed off over here, you can see this is actually pretty cool. You can see these members indicating a storm, and only the strongest of hurricanes will really show up this far out on the ensembles closed off at 576 decameters. So these are pretty much showing strong hurricanes right here, and you can see that a lot of them recurve this. And if you get the positive back here north of the lakes or over the lakes, it'll be one of those things where if the storm passes north of 20 north before making it to 60 west, it'll try to turn out. But if it doesn't cross 20 north until after 60 west, you can get it coming in like this, similar to what we see on the operational run here from 6C. So I'll have to see how this turns out. The Canadians also hinting at recurvature. This would be nice, you know, to have this recurve. The development threat is certainly there. The model will continue figuring out whether it wants to recurve it or not. The GFS usually likes to recurve stuff. But again, this is very long range. I'm just putting it out there because the conditions are ripe. If you get a pattern like this and a positive MJO with upward motion down here, you look underneath the ridge for trouble coming underneath and potentially threatening the United States down the road. So if we get Cape Verde development, keep an eye out for this. Still a couple weeks down the road here, but development could be as soon as a week from today, so we'll keep an eye on this and watch to see if this becomes a threat later on this month. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching.